Hey guys, what's up? This is Dingo Crikey here with another commentary video. This time I'm going to be discussing the future Transformer films. If you guys are interested in news and commentary on the Transformers 4 Age of Extinction toy line, please check out my playlist and channel where I also have over 20 Transformers stop motion videos, some of which are previewed here. Anyways, for this video I'm going to be doing general predictions for Transformers 5. For any of you guys who have yet to see Transformers Age of Extinction, I would like to let you know that this video will contain major spoilers about the film. It will also contain potential spoilers on the original Transformers cartoon, along with Transformers Armada. So if you haven't seen those two shows and don't want them spoiled for you, then I might not recommend watching this video. Though what I'm talking about isn't going to contain spoilers on the lines of character deaths and that kind of thing. I'm going to be talking about major plot details of both shows. So, just to give you guys a heads up, anyways, let's get started. So, there hasn't been much actually revealed about TF5, other than the fact that they are planning on making it. I don't have any inside information. I'm purely going off of speculation I've read from articles, along with stuff in the Transformers universe that may or may not appear in the film. So as far as general predictions that pertain to stuff like the production of the film, I believe it will end with a cliffhanger as TF4 did, just because we know TF4 is the start of another trilogy. It ended with a cliffhanger, and it wouldn't really make sense for TF5 to have a conclusive ending, and then TF6 to kind of start its own story. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't make much sense. So I think whatever happens, they'll be writing it to be a cliffhanger. As far as the length of the film, I mean, a lot of people complained about TF4's length. I thought it was pretty long. I believe TF5 will be a bit shorter, but I honestly don't think anything too drastic as far as length. I mean, this is Michael Bay, who's probably going to be directing the movie. He said he likes long films, so he's going to do what he wants no matter what. That is if he's directing it. I mean, a lot of people have been speculating whether or not he will direct the movie. I'm going to say that I believe Michael Bay will definitely be on board for TF5. I mean, with the success he's bringing to the franchise, they would be idiots, at least in a commercial sense, to get rid of him. I mean, I'm definitely not a fan of Michael Bay's directing style and what he's done with the films, but I mean, I think he's going to be on board for it. And I mean, even if they got a different director, I don't think they could save it at this point. I mean, it's 4 movies in. What could they really do outside of a reboot? Anyways, I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed that Mark Wahlberg will be returning for TF5. I don't really have a problem with that. I mean, I don't know if they're going to fit him into the movie, but I like him better than Shia LaBeouf, so I'm happy with that. I mean, I think Tessa and her boyfriend will probably be in the next film. Probably none of the other human characters, except maybe Stanley Tucky's character will return. Any other human characters are going to be new characters, I predict. Maybe they'll keep 1 or 2, but no, I don't think so. Anyways, enough with the boring stuff. Now on to predictions that pertain directly to the Transformers universe. So the big question, I'm sure, of this movie has been, who are the creators? While almost nothing was revealed about their identities in TF4, I believe that there are a few big possibilities that they could be. For one thing, they could just be an entirely new kind of character. You know, they could just come up with a new concept. I mean, they've done that before in the movies. It wouldn't be as exciting, but they could do that. As far as possible characters from the Transformers universe, I think a big possibility would be the Quintessons. The Quintessons first appeared in Transformers in the original 1986 film as another race of aliens, but then were introduced in the 3rd season of the television series as the creators of the Transformers. I mean, basically what they are these odd, I guess kind of mechanical looking, I don't know, almost egg-shaped creatures that kind of elevate a little bit above the ground. They have these few of these tentacle type things, and the big thing about them is on their egg-shaped bodies they have 4 switching faces, or maybe it was 5 faces, but it was kind of hard to tell. But anyways, there were other types of Quintessons throughout the show, but these were like the main ones. and each face represented some negative personality trait like wrath or judgment, doubt, something like that. Anyways, the story went that these guys created the Transformers to help them with like warfare and manufacturing, but the Transformers eventually became more and more self-aware and pushed the Quintessons off of Cybertron. The Quintessons went to reside on Quintessa, something happened, and they blamed Transformers for the destruction of their planet, so anytime they found Transformers, they judged them, and whether they found them guilty or innocent, always ended up killing them. So, I mean, these guys are pretty much just bad guys, and that kind of sums them up from the original cartoon. I mean, they could do something like that, you know, kind of mimic them from G1, or they could just come up with a new alien and call them the Quintessons and make them vaguely similar, or something like that. They could also do something sort of like Armada did, with Unicron possibly being the creator of the Transformers. I never knew if he was for sure in Armada, but he definitely was the creator of the Minicons, so they could end up doing that. But I'm going to go with the Quintessons over Unicron, or some new type of character. Anyways, while we're on the topic of Unicron, he's been a big point of discussion whether or not he'll be in the film. I honestly don't think he'll be in this film, or if he is in it, he'll have a very, very small role, primarily because they're saving Unicron for TF6. I mean, I do think Unicron will appear before the franchise is over, and I do think it'd be number 6. I mean, they're not going to bring him in for 5. I mean, these movies are all about getting bigger and crazier every film, so yeah, I think they're saving him for 6. If anything, he'll be in the end of 5 or something like that. Next is Galvatron. He was obviously left hanging. I mean, I definitely think he's going to return in the next film. I think it's possible that he could return with Cyclonus and the Sweeps under his command. I mean, it's rumored that there's going to be a Cyclonus toy released in the TF4 line, so that would kind of make sense, sort of like a preview, like they did with Soundwave and Revenge of the Fallen, and then he was actually in Dark of the Moon, even though he was in Revenge a little bit, but you guys know what I'm saying. I don't think Galvatron's going to die in this film. No, he's going to make it at least till the final one. And then I think there's a possibility we could see Trypticon in this film under Galvatron's command. Because let's say he realizes the Dinobots are a big threat and he wants a Dinobot of his own. He might find a giant transformer who looks like a dinosaur, and it could end up to be Trypticon. I mean, I'm not sure if they're actually going to do this, but it would be really cool. On the topic of Galvatron and the Quintessons, I think it's fitting to mention Rodimus here. Yes, I think it's a very good possibility, at least a decent possibility, that Rodimus will either appear in the 5th or 6th film, but I think there's a good chance he'll appear in this one. I could see them fitting him in like this. Okay, Optimus is absent because he's searching through space for the creators, so Rodimus shows up on Earth and basically assumes command of the Autobots. And he's probably incompetent or doesn't care about the humans, something like that. I mean, it would kind of make sense because this kind of lines up with where he showed up in G1, so I mean, they might do that. Rodimus is a character a lot of people have wanted to see in the films. I think it'd be pretty cool, so I'm hoping they do that. Next prediction, I believe one major Autobot will die in the next film. I mean, no one died in TF4, so it's pretty much inevitable that someone's going to die in this film. It's the same reason Obi-Wan died in A New Hope or Jazz died in TF1. They need to create drama for the movie, so someone's going to die in TF5. I'm predicting it's going to be Hound. One of the big reasons is because he's the most likable of the Autobots next to Optimus and BB, who they're not going to kill, at least not in this one. I could see them taking him out, like maybe he's fighting Galvatron and Rodimus does something to screw up the battle, which results in Hound's death. Kind of like an homage to what happened to Optimus in G1. I mean, it's a little bit weird putting Hound in Optimus's place, but I could see them doing that. I don't want Hound to die, and I don't want Rodimus to be an asshole, but I could see them doing that for the movie. The Insecticons are another possibility for the film. I mean, one thing, they were in the Fall of Cybertron video game, so they've been in Transformer media recently. I think it'd be really cool if both them and the Sharkticons appeared as Quintesson minions. I think they could do that pretty well. And then that moves us on to the Dinobots. Not really sure what they're going to do with them. I mean, if they're in the next film, I'm definitely hoping some of them will have moved on to speak, especially Grimlock, because I'm hoping he has a big role in this movie, because it's kind of tying in with Season 3 of G1, or at least it seems like it's going in that way, and he had a pretty big role in that season, so that'd be cool. Sadly, I do believe one of the Dinobots will die, possibly with an Autobot character, but I think it's going to happen, kind of with the same reasons the Autobot character will die, to bring in drama, and also to probably show, like, oh, look how powerful these new bad guys are. They can kill a Dinobot, something like that. I mean, it'd be pretty sad, and I don't want to see it, but I could see them doing that. I mean, closing up my predictions for the movie, I'm not expecting anything different from the past 4 films. I mean, TF4 I liked better than the original trilogy, but, you know, it was still pretty similar to the other films, so I'm not predicting anything too different as far as the quality of the movie. You know, like, it's probably not even going to get past a 5 out of 10 or anything like that. You know, no great storytelling. Even if they have a good story, it's just not going to be told that great. No, not a whole lot of great character development. I mean, those are all the things I'm predicting. I mean, how could you not predict them at this point for the films? But, anyways, those are my general predictions for the movie. If you guys agree or disagree, you can leave that in the comment section. If you have different ideas on predictions for the film, you could write that below as well. Feel free to leave any news on TF5. I know it's still pretty early, so probably isn't much out there, but if you find any, that'd be cool. And drop off any topic suggestions as well. It could pertain to the TF4 toy line, the TF5 film, the new Transformers cartoon coming up, a previous Transformers cartoon, whatever it is, just drop it off in the comment section. And as always, remember to check out my Transformers commentary videos for Transformers news and discussion, and as well check out my Transformers stop motion videos. Anyways, that's it for this one. Have a good one, guys.